One thing I remember from, having you in one of our dropping classes was one time you said that you actually, you were sort of a little bit anxious, I think, at night, and you ended up not sleeping that much, but then you finally did fall asleep. And then in the morning you were like not particularly anxious. You felt kind of normal. And you were like, is that normal? And I was smiling because to me it was it's just highlighted how, like, when our brain is kind of looking for problems, it can even think like, even like feeling normal can be like, should I feel normal? It can be like a little triggering to us, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was like a distinct moment I remember that I turned a corner, was to break that association. Because even like I had heard you guys say, this like 8 hour thing is like actually like all these associations you have about you can actually not sleep and still feel good. And I was like, yeah, but like I need sleep. I need it, like it's really important for me. And so to kind of go through it and to break that association, for me, one of the most helpful pieces of advice was to not look at the clock at night. And I thought, yeah, it's gonna, if I don't look at the clock, I'm gonna have less stress. But like I didn't understand until I had done it a few times that my brain was so automatic. Like none of this is really intentional, but it would look back and start saying, I slept this many hours this night and then this many hours this night, and that means I should. And he had equated so strongly how many hours I slept with how good I would feel, that a few days, maybe a week had gone by, and my brain kind of went to go do that. And the information just wasn't there. Like there was just no possible way because I had no idea how long I slept. And that was when I was like, whoa, how I'm feeling really correlates much more to how much I think I slept than how much I slept. And so then I would, even like I would sort of get in that panicky mode. I wouldn't sleep great, but I didn't really know how much I had slept. It was all kind of blurred. And I remember the first time I woke up and I thought like, I feel like I slept 8 hours, and I know I didn't. And I felt like, I failed and that I still got anxious. And I realized like the targets I was trying to hit were just the wrong targets. And once, I could decouple the time and my like performance or how I feel the next day, it all changed so quickly.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing. I remember that very clearly too. And just maybe a few final questions here. One is, oh yeah, this one. You've already touched on this, but it sounds like other areas of your life have changed after like the realizations and experiences. So can you talk about like that, how other areas of life were, I'm sure, benefited from learning from this struggle?
Yeah, no, I mean, when I say my whole life changed, like my whole life changed, like how I do almost everything changed. Like it just coincided with this whole reframe in how I approach activities, both large, like my work, and small. Like I was so trapped in my head before and thought, there was no difference between like a fear and a reality. And so I would go through, and it actually helped me be like hyper productive through a lot of my life, that I felt like, a lot of this was like very, very important and I had to do it. And versus now I'm like, a lot of this is in my head. And I think I even had an attachment to a lot of those emotions because I thought they were positive and like, this is how you stay on track and this is how you do this. But um, shifting away from that and realizing like so many of the things that we're bombarded with constantly of like, you need 8 hours of sleep and it's like this obsessive productivity, and you need to drink this much water and go on get this many steps a day. It's like, I'm sure like a part of it is healthy, but a lot of it is just causes even more stress. And once I kind of realized like, we're not machines, or we're not like a business, like we're a person, and we're meant to just kind of be. And as soon as I kind of entered that stage, like I could just go through the day and appreciate so much more. Like I wasn't thinking in the future. I was just, here I am now, and that's what's happening, And ironically, it helped me be even more productive because I'm not distracted by all of these thoughts. And so these things that I thought were helping me, like I didn't actually have to stay attached to them. And I got better just like, in my job, in my life. I started, like, one of the other things was, I had totally isolated myself, and I thought, I can't do that. I can't sleep, And as soon as I started saying like, oh, if I do this, it might maybe make me nervous that I won't sleep, I thought, I'm going to do it. Like I started just saying yes to almost everything. and realizing like my sleep was so tied with like a phobia of exhaustion that was really in my head, and I could do these things. And the more I packed my schedule, inevitably, the less I thought about sleep. So you're just totally right in that sense that you just kind of have to go through the motions at the beginning, and then just something happens. Like it's almost not even rational as it happens.
Wow, amazing.